Hey toy fans, welcome back to another video on Spector Creative. And real shocker, it's a video about the toy aisle. Well, I've been doing a lot of videos about the toy aisle recently. This is Scott Toy Guru Neitlich, and I've worked in the toy industry for a little over 25 years. And I've been making quite a few videos on this channel about my experience and talking about things like the toy aisle and overshipping versus undershipping, as well as placement, where collector toys will do better, where kid toys will do better. And one of the questions that has been coming up a lot on the comment section is why empty pegs occur only in the action figure aisle. When you go to other aisles, you don't see this. And I'm happy to address that. But first, I have to do a quick thank you. I have to do a thank you because the other day I was going out to my mailbox and opened it up, and instead of the usual ticking time bomb and threat letters, I actually had a nice surprise inside. And something unexpected and unasked for. I've done a couple wish list videos talking about characters I really want, and one of them has been the Spot, the Spider-Man villain. And Juan Soto, who does amazing custom figures, I'll put up his site in a moment, but I mean, he can basically customize anybody, and I do not have that talent. Well, I'm a big collector of Marvel Legends, and this is actually going to play right into this video because I collect by team, just like a lot of people do. I have my X-Men figures, my Spider-Man villains, my Fantastic Four, my Imperial Star Wars. Okay, they're not Marvel Legends, but they're 6-inch. And in my Spider-Man villains, there is one character that's really missing that I really want, and that is the Spot, who was in the first Spider-Man comic I ever read, which is there in the background, Spectacular Spider-Man number 100. And I was always fascinated by this character because he looked really cool. And that figure there you see in front of it was my surprise. I know from my spy network is vast, what can I say, that Hasbro does have a Spot figure sculpted, and it's kind of like this, where Spider-Man's hand is coming out of one of his spots. I hope it's removable, because I really don't want like a permanent Spider-Man hand attached. But this figure came with a note saying, hey, until Hasbro releases that figure, here is a placeholder for you. And it was from Juan Soto, and like, wow, I have a Spot finally now for my Marvel Legends shelf, and it's that much more complete. So huge thank you. This was a totally unexpected surprise. So check out his website or his blog and check out all of his customs. All right, now back to our regular scheduled programming with the thank you out of the way. Let's get back to that toy aisle. And I will come back to the points I was actually making about collecting by team. So it is relevant. Don't skip that part. Okay, toy aisles. Why is it other toy aisles don't have the empty pegs that you see in action figure aisles? You see the toddler preschool Fisher-Price aisle is always totally stacked. It's kind of like the Raptors always ask on Passover, why is this night different from all other nights? Why is this toy aisle different from all other toy aisles? And there's a few reasons. One, there's the industry reason. Looking at infant, toddler, and outdoor toys are huge when it comes to how much of the toy industry versus action figures. And besides the dollar value, there's also the emotional aspect of this aisle. Most people think of new parents like this, when in reality it's much more like this. Oh my God, I have a human life I have to take care of. What do I do? And of course, it doesn't just end with the toddler years. It pretty much continues to infinity and beyond. And there's no shortage of online sites pointing out all the things that you can buy to make it easier to be a parent. And that sense of relief is what drives purchase in the preschool aisle, because every purchase you make gives parents the feeling like they're winning the war, they're winning the battle. And yes, it is like being in the trenches, and anyone else who's been a new parent knows this and knows it's like being a member of a club. All right, so that explains the preschool aisle. What about action figures? Because there's plenty of other toy aisles that are aimed at the same age children that doesn't experience empty pegs, such as the doll aisle or the wheels aisle, or Hot Wheels aisle, but it's called the wheels aisle. Well, for one thing, let's look at case packs. Case packs with action figures are usually case packs of 8, sometimes 6, sometime around there. Hot Wheels come in case packs of 72, which means if you were going to buy an entire case pack put out at retail of Hot Wheels cars, you are buying 72 cars. Granted, it's probably only about $72 if they run 99 cents, and while you may get a lot of repeats, there's definitely going to be some original cars, and there are some that are going to be more valuable on the secondary market compared to some of the others. Some are barely worth the price you paid, others could go for hundreds of dollars. And the quote-unquote scalpers, secondary sellers know which ones they are and will usually snag these. We all see them when we're action figure buying, going to the Hot Wheels aisle, being, oh, yes, not my aisle, right? Everyone knows that relief when the people waiting outside don't go to your aisle but go to a different one. Now, Mattel releases between 300 and 400 Hot Wheels a year. Some years they've even done a new car every day. And it's great for kids, and it's great for variety. What you find in Hot Wheels collectors, adult Hot Wheels collectors, is while there are some who will buy every single car, most of them buy by car type, be it trucks or hot rods or monster cars, race cars, luxury cars. They tend to buy a type versus just buying every single car. With the doll aisle, it's not much about the dolls as it is the dresses. And a lot of times assortments of dolls is the same doll, but just in a different dress, a different outfit. I mean, yes, there are other characters too. It's not just Barbie. But for the most part, and even if there's other characters in the case pack, it's going to be heavily, heavily weighted towards Barbie, and you'll usually get multiple versions of a dress in multiple colors, because every child has their favorite color or their favorite style, and that's what they're attracted to. So you're basically getting the same character over and over again, you're just getting different styled dresses. And this also plays into the adult collector of the doll. So there are absolutely adult collectors out there who buy dolls and who buy Hot Wheels, but their buying behavior is very different from the way action figure collectors buy. With the doll collector, it's usually either the high-end dolls, the commemorative dolls, or a very specific outfit. It's not usually as much a completist having to get every single outfit for every single doll, especially when it's the same outfit just in different colors. A lot of times adult collectors of Barbie dolls will be drawn to both their favorite color as well as commemorative or historic or high-end dolls. So that makes the action figure aisle kind of the odd duck out and very different. And that is why we tend to get those empty pegs, and it doesn't affect the other aisles. So the two big reasons for the action figure being different is, one, you've got the Build-A-Figure component, which this was something pioneered by Toy Biz about 15 years ago, where all of the characters in a wave would come with a piece of another character, a bonus character, and by buying up all the figures in a wave, you could acquire all of the parts needed to assemble an extra character. It was really designed to push sell-through so that people wouldn't just cherry pick, they would buy an entire wave, knowing that by doing so, you would get an extra 7th or 8th or 9th character, and a lot of times it would be a larger character. Heck, sometimes the Build-A-Figure would just have that coolness factor that it's something you never thought you were going to buy or want, but then they put out a super articulated grizzly bear, and you said, oh my gosh, Scott, I have to have that. Even if your name isn't Scott, you probably said that. Why did they have to put out such a cool-looking figure of someone I've never even heard of, but just visually looks cool? And while there have been instances of Build-A-Figures being sold individually by themselves, usually at a unique price point, either as a store exclusive or an oversized box, for the most part these tend to be redecos or somehow changed from the original Build-A-Figure release, so that it preserves the collectability of the first release and it offers something new. Heck, it gets you to buy the same toy again, and anytime they can do that and have the same tool get reused, that saves a lot, because tooling is a huge capital expenditure, and that's the main cost of a figure. There's also the collectability aspect. With the Build-A-Figure, it's a collectible within a collectible. So not only are you collecting figures, but now you're slowly building up pieces to create that bonus figure. So it pays off that emotional connection we all have to having them all, and to feeling like, wow, I got everything. You get your trophy. By getting all the pieces, you have something else to show off to say, I managed to get every figure. That makes me awesome. All right, what's the other aspect that action figures have over the other toy aisles? The team aspect. I mean, again, yes, there are multiple characters in Barbie, but unique to action figures is really the team building. There is a set number of characters that make up a team, or a faction, or just a type, like Imperial officers, and there are collectors who like to collect by team. They won't buy every figure in a brand, but they'll buy every figure in a brand that makes up a team, like having all of the characters from the Rebels show, the animated series and Black Series, or again with Star Wars, all of the Hoth characters, because you happen to like the Battle of Hoth, or you just like feeling cold and being reminded of feeling cold. So this doesn't really happen with other toy aisles. I mean, there's never really been a team of Hot Wheels. Well, okay, I mean, yeah, there's been Team Hot Wheels, but if Team Hot Wheels worked, then it would have worked and it would have stuck around. So Hot Wheels is not about characters. It really is about cars, and it was about the cars the characters drove, not getting figures. So this strategy didn't work. Again, if it did, it would have still stuck around and we would see this. Action figures, unlike dolls, unlike games, unlike wheels, unlike the Nerf aisle, they complement each other, and they make one toy better than the sum of the parts when you continually get other related characters. It's like they stack up and become something big together, that one individual block is way different than all of them as a carefully balanced tower. It's like seeing the whole picture. When you have all of the X-Men, or all of the Avengers, or all of the Rebel Alliance, or all of the Power Rangers, or Ninja Turtles, or, it works for any brand, because most action figures are based on characters that are teams. And that is why people clear them out in one single visit, because people want to acquire all the characters, not all the dresses, or all 72 Hot Wheels in a master carton. Scalpers know this, and they know that they can flip them on eBay because collectors, action figure collectors, are drawn to the emotional connection of assembling an entire team. Remember, Avengers Assemble? There's a reason for that. With Hot Wheels, it's all about picking out the more valuable cars, and they tend to get cherry-picked off the shelves, but the shelves don't get cleared out the way action figure pegs do. No one's going to buy all 72 Hot Wheels. They're just going to pull out the valuable ones. On the action figure side, people will buy an entire case pack because A, they want the Build-A-Figure pieces, and B, they want to build a team. And by doing so, you wind up with that extra bonus figure as a reward for getting them all. So you'll clear out a peg right away. And that's why these empty pegs are very unique to the action figure aisle, and you don't see this repeated in other aisles for other categories, for other toy types. It really is, the albatross around all of our necks. I hope you enjoyed this video and it clarified why this unique feature of toy shopping is a plague on us, the action figure fan. Please do share this video and leave a comment below. I always comment back. Thanks for watching.